there were some spaces open. Yeah. Well, it's kind of weird, that modern man has conquered so many things, but I can't figure out why the button for my garage door isn't working. The remotes are working, but the damn push button ain't. That, it's wired to it. Oh, well, I'm sure I'll figure it out about 4 or 5 decades after it matters. But, just weird things going on in the universe. How are we doing today? It is Friday. Reminder again, we will not be here tomorrow. All right, we are off this Saturday for a change. Well, also because they can only work you two on, one off because of our contract with the company and all that. Because as dismal as I think it is, when I first went over to my old plant, they had and wanted to see they had done like 18 months straight once of all weekends, and I'm like, I'd have been going insane. So let me get this straight: you guys were working 6 days a week for a year and a half straight. They'd be carrying me out of there in a damn straitjacket. I'm like, but oh well. I'd be actually singing, "They're coming to take me away." But yeah, it's just loving all the photos and all that are still coming up from the premiere. Been scanning around Instagram, X, and all that. I know some of you have seen my second account on X. And like I said, the only reason that's there is so I can look at X on my damn desktop. For you, like maybe one or two people who don't know this. Well, the thing is this. A lot of the information, anybody could have figured that out. Just based off clips. Also, the very first leak on there is almost right on with the synopsis that was given out in Doctor Who magazine. So, like I said, until I see something solid, until I see it for myself, I cannot jump up. No, come on, because if they actually, like the whole bi-generation of the Ronnie thing, if Art Rusty is that stupid to pull the bi-generation trick again, then he's officially lost the plot. And if you people who've read the leaks know what I'm talking about. Yeah, but I could have figured that out from watching a clip. You see what I mean? You can't be too reliant on some leaks. Like I said, a lot of the stuff I used to get leaked back in the day came to me directly from people who were, new people or people who did work on the inside. And even then you have to be careful because sometimes they'll feed the employees wrong information. So they leak out, what you feel. That way you'll think it's true, and then it turns out it was total bullshit. Yeah, but how do you know the episode 6 thing's real? You haven't seen episode 6. See what I mean? Trust me, if they do that stupid bi-generation plot, they've lost me. I'm done. Because now you're going to say every Time Lord's out there multiplying like bacteria. Or what few are left. Every time they regenerate. Like I said, I was not a big fan of the bi-generation plot. It was completely idiotic. And if he does it again with another character, then that's what I mean. It's like, that's why I'm hoping that one's a false leak. Because he really has lost the plot then. Because while I did like the fact Shooty was in that one episode with the toy maker, the bi-generation thing was idiotic. Exactly, yeah, everyone's forgotten about poor Rassilon. Or Assalon, as I call him. I think they did ask Timothy Dalton to come back, but like I said, I think he was tied up with something else. They asked Patrick Stewart to do a role too, but he turned it down. I found out later. Yeah, I heard. Yeah, we've been hearing about that there was something that's going to link back to Space Babies. Like I said, Space Babies to me wasn't the horrific episode. It sure as hell wasn't in the top 10 all time. And it wasn't in the top 50 of all time, but I didn't have a problem with it to the point I was going to go jump off a high rise or something. You know, it just. It was better than what's my favorite one to pick on? Love and Monsters. Or Fear Her. Oh, God. I'm coming to hurt you, Chloe. Or Chloe, or whatever the fuck it was. Like I said, it definitely wasn't, it was somewhere between Time Lash and Wake. It was, that one I didn't know about Sidney Newman. Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, Love and Monsters, the one episode that actually had a Scooby-Doo chase in it. Jones to the world. Oh. Yeah, they were having a tough time back with Series 2. I know that, but it did get better. The cartoon episode, I know. That one has me a wee bit worried because like I said, it's like, really? Or is everyone ducking into cartoons now? Yeah, I never saw the new Quantum Leap, and I'm kind of glad Scott Bakula, I heard, didn't have anything to do with it. I don't watch the new Matlock. I believe Lady G does. Well, like I said, I'm not going to go hopping mad crazy. I'm going to give them all the benefit of the doubt. And yeah, I'm not a big fan of this supernatural stuff either. It's like, sorry, let Sam and Dean take care of the supernatural shit. And, you know, like, because the Doctor had been to the edge of the universe before, I believe. I think that was an Underworld or something like that. I could have swore it was Underworld, and that one didn't work out too well either. But well, they've allegedly been working on a quantum leap thing for years, and then they came up with that series, and I didn't watch it, so I can't tell you anything about it, but it's like, it just, saddens me that all these guys are doing lately is, instead of creating something new most of the time, they're just trying to find a hit show from the 70s or 80s and remake it. Wonder how long before we get the new version of Time Tunnel. They already done Lost in Space. That was on Netflix. I don't think we ever finished watching it. Yeah, I've been wondering about RTD this time around myself because, yeah, the Buffy reboot, which, like I said, I was never a huge fan of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So, especially after I read, people were saying, wait a minute. I'm like, hold this. I'm like, wait a minute. She was originally killing them. Now she's boning them. What? And it's like, then again, you saw a lot of that in True Blood. But, like I said, I've seen Anna Paquin naked so many times now that lady could walk to my room with no clothes on and be like, hey, Anna, what's up? I can recognize you from the front or the back at this point, okay? It's, kind of like all those people who were rushing out to get the Playboy issue with Trisha Helfer in it from the new Battlestar Galactica, and I'm like, so let me get this straight. You're going to go pay this for this magazine that costs X number of dollars, so you can finally see her butthole, her front hole, and her nipples, because you've seen everything else. Okay, they showed as much as they could get away with on the Battlestar Galactica reboot. Her cooter and her pooter, whatever you want to put it. Uh-oh, I said, are we talking, I'm assuming Millie is a pet of yours, right, Mark? Up. Yeah, and then the new Galactica really went off the reservation with some really dumb shit. I watched it all the way up to the end because I did like the character arcs, but I was thinking, okay, it's another universe. But I never liked the whole humans created Cylon thing because that's basically they just stole that whole plot off of Asimov. Yeah, True Blood definitely was Buffy for adults. Oh my god, that was based off the Sookie Stackhouse novels. They were written by, I can't remember her name. It'll hit me in about 5 minutes when it don't matter. I want to say it's coming into my head. I'm going to probably get this wrong. Charlene Harris? Look it up because I'm probably way off. Yeah, everything's getting a TV show. Like I said, I'm shocked, they aren't going to go dig up something else. It's I'm sorry. The only way I'll watch a Twilight movie if it ends with Blade killing them all. Okay? Preferably Wesley Snipes, because I haven't seen Mahershala Ali yet in the role, because they keep pushing that back to infinity. Oh, well, I just looked at the time. I got to get running inside, guys. Remember, be kind, be calm, be safe. We will not be here tomorrow because we're off this Saturday. We'll be back on Monday morning. If there's any special news that pops up, I'll be up over the weekend. But other than that, please enjoy your weekends. Take care, everyone. And catch y'all later. See you on the flip side, kids.